So, a lot of things happened in April, but I want to highlight my time at the Great Geek Gathering. Um, Went in partnership with the Nerd of Godcast, and it was a really great day. I started off by playing a kid's custom TCG game, which is a trading card game. It was actually really fun, so I decided to buy a pack of his trading cards and invite him to my church's bi-weekly game nights. So we exchanged information, and he actually reached out to me to see when the game night's going to be. So I think that's a pretty good sign that he's going to show up and get to experience Christians in a positive light. So later that day, I had a conversation that started off talking about whether or not the movie Get Out is actually scary, because I want to see it, but I'm scared of scary movies, but I like psychological thrillers. So I was just talking to this guy about whether or not the movie is actually like scary, or more of a psychological thriller. And he said it's more like existential, which led to a conversation about God's kingdom and what lies beyond what we can see with our natural eyes. I got to see what was in this guy's heart, what he actually thought about anything that lies beyond our natural eyes. Later in the day, I had a conversation with someone who identifies as a transgender werewolf. So we chatted about some of her more ethereal experiences. So I got to share with her that it's a real benefit in some ways that she has eyes for beyond the natural realm, which led me to talking about God and my connection with Him, and addressing some of the fallacies that people attribute to God, and getting to talk about like a real supernatural connection with Him and what He's actually like. It was so great to be able to talk with somebody about God who would normally likely be opposed to Christianity. The last conversation I had of the day was with two toy traders. They were awesome. They were really, really great, really funny. And they're both Christians. But one of them doesn't go to church because he has a major problem with the way churches are structured, which I totally get. We talked about how the current and coming generations are looking for something honest and authentic, which will require a change within the body of Christ. I'd say the word for that day was authentic. I had probably the most authentic conversations with people that I've ever had at a convention before, and when I got back to the Nerd of Godcast table, they had the same report. Here are some of Vision's upcoming events. I'm going to be meeting with a therapist who offers free counseling to those who can't afford it. I'm going to be meeting with him about the possibility of adding in some free to low cost group counseling and some psychoeducation, which teaches people different psychology skills like emotional regulation, how to reframe negative thoughts, basically just essential skills to having an emotionally healthy life that aren't readily available for most people. So I'll be meeting with him towards the end of this month, and I'll share more about that next month if it moves forward. The Nerd of Godcast small group Nerd Night is Friday the 22nd, and last month was so amazing. As part of our Being Human series, we talked about purpose and significance, ending the night with an activity where everyone got to choose a unique key and a paper keychain to write something they believe God has called them to, whether it's a talent, a passion, a cause, anything God's laid on their heart that they feel called to pursue for His glory. This month, we'll be talking about how to have trust in relationships. We'll talk about things like healthy boundaries, emotional capacity, honesty, and authenticity. And Ancient CityCon is coming up in September. It's a pop culture and sci-fi convention in St. Augustine, so I'll need to pay for a hotel room, food, and an entry fee at least. So any donations would be helpful. If you're willing to donate, you can find the donation link in the description. Okay, signing off for now, and don't forget to dream big.